Avengers Infinity War is the payoff of 10 years worth of MCU storylines, but it's pretty time consuming to rewatch all 18 movies that came before. That's why we've compiled a list of the essential movies that introduce key characters and plot lines, or that deal directly with the Infinity Stones that will be so important in the new movie. These are the essential Marvel films to watch before Infinity War. Steve Rogers' character arc looks to be a big focus in Infinity War, as the man formerly known as Captain America comes to terms with his uncertain place in the world. For that reason alone, it's worth going back to the first Cap movie. Plus, this film gives necessary context to the Steve and Bucky relationship. And then there's the fact that the first Avenger revolves heavily around the Tesseract, which contained the very first Infinity Stone to be introduced in the MCU, the Space Stone. Who knows, maybe Infinity War will even address the uncertain fate of the Red Skull himself. As the first time Earth's mightiest heroes banded together to fight a common enemy, the Avengers is the true launching point for much of what's unfolded since in the MCU. Not to mention that it technically showcased the first conflict they had with Thanos' forces, though that wasn't made clear until the mid-credits scene. But perhaps most importantly, the Avengers hinges on Loki's efforts to steal the Tesseract and acquire it for Thanos. It seems Loki will be given one last chance to fulfill that mission in Infinity War. Thor: The Dark World makes one important contribution to the MCU. It introduces another Infinity Stone, the Reality Stone. That's the one that was found in the destructive weapon known as the Ether, and that might have made Natalie Portman want to leave Marvel altogether. The first Guardians of the Galaxy has more of Thanos than any other film so far, better establishing him as a shadowy power player on the intergalactic scene. It also delves into his history raising Gamora and Nebula to be his fiercely loyal assassins, and we're guessing the relationship between Thanos and his wayward daughters will be a focus in Infinity War. Guardians also introduced the Power Stone. And of course, one of the biggest selling points of Infinity War is that it features the first team-up between the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy. So might as well catch up on these guys' history while you can. Age of Ultron gave us the Mind Stone, which it turns out had been hidden within Loki's staff. It also served as the catalyst for the birth of Vision, though based on the Infinity War trailers, his days could be numbered as the Black Order comes to reclaim that stone. But in a larger sense, Age of Ultron was all about alluding to bigger, darker events awaiting the Avengers. Tony Stark and Thor are both haunted by nightmarish hallucinations that predict extinction on a cosmic scale. Yikes. Civil War is most crucial when it comes to establishing the present state of the Avengers, showing how the fallout of Age of Ultron and the ratification of the Sokovia Accords splintered the team. It also introduces two new heroes who will be critical in Infinity War, Spider-Man and Black Panther. Infinity War marks the first time we'll see Stephen Strange and Wong fight alongside the Avengers, so it doesn't hurt to go back and watch their 2016 MCU debut. Doctor Strange is also important in that it introduces the Eye of Agamotto, a time-manipulating artifact that houses the Time Stone. For those who are keeping track, that means there's only one Infinity Stone left to be revealed, the Soul Stone. The most recent Thor movie did a lot to alter the status quo of the MCU and pave the way for Infinity War. Asgard is destroyed, Thor rises to be king of a homeless people, and the post-credits scene directly sets up Infinity War. Ragnarok is also a key chapter in the story of Thor's relationship with his brother Loki. And all signs point to Loki having a big moment of truth in Infinity War. The film also explains where the Hulk has been since Age of Ultron. Black Panther isn't quite as essential as the other films on this list, but we figured it was worth mentioning since a major action sequence in Infinity War takes place in Wakanda, and new fan-favorite characters like Okoye and M'Baku will also be appearing. Plus, Black Panther is one of the best MCU films to date, so there's never a bad time to rewatch it. Those are the essential MCU movies you need to watch before Infinity War. Are you going to binge them all before Thanos arrives? Let us know in the comments, and for more comic book movies, check out our video about why Scarlet Witch could be the key to defeating Thanos, and our list of every time DC movies improved on the comics. And for everything superheroes, supervillains, and cosmic stones, be sure to like and subscribe to IGN.